So, you think you're an INFJ, huh? It's funny, the INFJ is the rarest personality type, but it seems like every other person who takes one of those online tests is an INFJ. Makes you wonder if it's rigged. I feel like the online personality tests treat INFJs like those logo ballpoint pens that they give away like candy at those events. They just hand them out to any introvert that walks by. But how do you really know if you're an INFJ? And not just an ENFP, catfishing is an INFJ to feel a bit less basic. Well, watch this video and find out. Hi, I'm TrebleKnight, and I'm your friendly neighborhood INFP. I make videos about being an awkward introvert and Myers-Briggs. If you'd like a bit more of that in your YouTube diet, then hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. So instead of giving you a bunch of cool, quirky, and relatable traits that everyone is going to relate to, making everybody think they're an INFJ, I'm gonna give you a bunch of traits that if you relate to, that means you're probably not an INFJ. Or maybe you are. You're just a super special INFJ who doesn't have any of the INFJ traits. Now how's that for unique? You love drama. You know, a $100 bill once told me that nothing is as sure as death and taxes. But after talking to my psychiatrist, I realized that money can't talk. And if I did, I should only listen to a $5 bill. And Abe would tell me that drama is as sure as those other things. Seriously, if you are around other people, there will be drama. You'll find drama at work, at school, at home, and even with the mailman. Drama cometh. You can't escape it. Tarzan made the stupidest decision when he decided to leave the jungle. I guess love makes you do some stupid things. INFJs are always looking to see how other people feel. They look so much that they don't just see it, they feel it. If you burn your hand on a stove, INFJs are going to put their hands under running water too, because they also feel the burn. Basically, if you're ever friends with an INFJ and you need to call an ambulance, you better call two. So when two people get into a fight, INFJs feel the anger and stress from both sides. And you can imagine how that would make drama very undesirable. It would be like if you went to a boxing match and felt every punch that got thrown. By the end of the fight, you'd be more beaten up than the loser. And the worst part, you can't even throw in the towel. I mean, you could try, but the ref would probably get mad at you. So for the love of Carl Jung, if your INFJ friends are around, don't start any fights. Wait for them to go home, and then you can beat the crap out of your friend for eating your sandwich. You don't like people. You'd think with how INFJs feel everyone's emotion, they would stay as far away from people as possible. Or at least cut out the friends who think that the world is their boxing ring. But nope, they're INFJs, not INTJs. Feelers aren't good at the whole logic thing. INFJs have a fascination with people. They want to know everything about you. And they want to learn why you haven't liked this video yet. They especially want to know if you don't like them. Seriously. INFJs spend way too much time trying to figure out why people don't like them. They once got honked at in traffic, so they hacked into every street and dash cam to find out who beeped, just so they could ask them why. You love criticism. Okay, honestly, I don't think anyone loves criticism. Like, nobody wants to be wrong. But INFJs are super sensitive to criticism. If they get anything but a 5-star review, they'll have a mental breakdown. This is why they tend to avoid any job that has strict objective standards. INFJs look for jobs where you don't have to be good, but still get promotions and raises. So basically, gym teacher is the INFJ's ideal job. You love sink and swim situations. Surprise, you're in some kind of elaborate supervillain death trap. Now I think almost anyone would hate to be in that kind of situation. Well, unless you're a masochist. INFJs, on the other hand, aren't insane, and they want to get out. But here's the thing, INFJs love to think about things. They'd want to get out of the death trap first, have a cup of tea, and think about how to escape. They may also ponder about how overdone the good versus evil trope is, and how stupid it is for the supervillain to always go away right before the trap is done. Then they'll get back in and try to escape. Sure, INFJs can think on their feet, but they prefer to do their thinking in a hammock on the beach. They like chill things. Anything that makes them think fast and be 100% in the moment makes them uncomfortable. Playing jump rope as a kid was like an episode of Fear Factor for them. All of your interests are random. If you go into your room, do you see a Taylor Swift poster next to a Metallica poster, next to a collection of computer machines, next to a sewing machine, with some engine block you've been working on in front of it, and with an ant farm on top? No? That's good, because that's ENFP's room, and you don't want to be in there. ENFPs love company. Now, I'm not saying that INFJs are boring people who only do one repetitive action over and over and over again. That's ISFJs, and we're not talking about them. INFJs aren't two-trick ponies. They have a wide variety of interests. But here's the thing. All of those interests are related. You know how in crime TV shows, they make that little spider web with all of the clues in it, linking to one guy? Well, INFJs like to do that for their entire life. If anybody enters into an INFJ's room, they're going to be very confused. You're a fast learner. How many tutorials do you watch before you do something? If your answer is anything less than infinity, you probably aren't an INFJ. INFJs like to learn new things. When the learning channel became the hey look, other people are fatter than you so you can feel better about yourself channel, they were the most upset. To INFJs, knowledge is like Lay's potato chips. You can't have just one. INFJs will keep going in for more and then lick the flavor off their hands. But they'd probably only do that metaphorically. I think most INFJs would find that gross. When learning new things, INFJs like to savor them. They're not going to inhale the entire ice cream cone in one breath. They're going to take tons of small little licks. They don't care if it melts. That's why they brought a straw. When an INFJ learns a new skill, like how to use a hammer, they aren't gonna go straight into hammer time. I mean, it's written right in the song, you can't touch the hammer. INFJs want to figure out all the things they can hammer and all the things they can't. They want to learn where the hammer fits into their tool belt. And as you can imagine, this can take a while. So don't rush them. You're detached from others. INFJs care a lot about other people. They can really easily form connections with others. It's like they have friendship Bluetooth. I wouldn't say INFJs are empaths though. Sure, they care about people and can feel other people's emotions, but they aren't ENFJs. Well, an ENFJ wouldn't hesitate to give you their kidney and their second as a backup. INFJs are only gonna give you one kidney, not two. Sure, INFJs can be people pleasers, but not to that level. You understand your own feelings. INFJs are the kind of people who can relate all of your problems to some kind of childhood trauma. They're practically like Sigmund Freud. But ask them how they're feeling, and they'll act like a deer in the headlights. Asking an INFJ how they feel is like expecting a baby to explain nuclear fission. They can tell you everything about their first 3 years of life just by looking at how you walk. But ask them what their favorite color is, and they'll deflect and just say they're colorblind. It's impressive, really. You're a rebel. The average INFJ rebel phase is wearing a graphic tee to school instead of a solid color polo. I know, scandalous, right? There's a reason Luke Skywalker was an INFP and not an INFJ. If Luke were an INFJ, he might be more prone to think that, maybe the Empire has some points. Sure, he might not agree with everything the Empire does, like calling their weapon the Death Star, for example, when it looks a lot more like a Death Moon. But overall, the Empire does good things too. INFJs are really good at seeing both sides of the situation, and prefer to stay neutral on most things. It's the best way to avoid drama. And it's the main reason INFJs won't be kissing their sister or sleeping in a tong-tong anytime soon. But if you aren't an INFJ, then what are you? Well, maybe you're an INTJ or an INFP. I made videos about both of them right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch y'all next time.